Welcome everyone to AED&D. We're playing on a Thursday because I messed it up. But anyways, yeah, it's Tales of Barntome night. Um whatever episode this is, 13? 12. 13. 12. We'll go with 12.
Something.
Uh thank you all for joining us. Don't forget check us out on YouTube or whatever podcast for app you so choose. Um they get uploaded there. And thank you for everyone who has been listening. I think that's it. Gonna
Sure.
Donnie Danger's been trying his hand at a logo for us.
I
Uh,
have.
he did one iteration. We'll see if anything else sparks his mind. We're either gonna go with that one. It looks pretty sick. Um, Otherwise, yeah, we'll see what happens. We could maybe rotate on a semi-monthly basis if he if his creativity sparks him. Uh,
It
uh,
just might.
Other than that, let's send it over to the Man Bear so we can get our recap of the Tales of Barntome.
So the last two sessions really have all been one complete weekend. In so far as Sybil has informed the group, as well as Malice, that two of her orphans have gone missing. After Malice left the impromptu meeting, Sybil informed Drucilla and Sarah Snow that she believes that it was not Malice in particular, but she is 90% certain somebody from Malice's organization has taken the children. This was followed by a romp through the sewers. That was 2 weeks ago. And last week, Sarah kind of, I want to say she ditched Drusilla, but she didn't really ditch Drusilla. She had a very good reason for Drusilla not to join her as she went to the parish to talk to Malice and found out that Malice was working on it on his end as well, and that he requested of her to leave the investigation in his hands and allow him to handle it internally. And she agreed to do so.
Yep.
That was about the end of it. Now we're heading into the regular work week. I think I say this every 2 or 3 sessions, but this is
This is gonna be
actually,
a short session.
yeah, hopefully this will actually be a short session. I'm honestly like half conscious here. So, we're just gonna do the week. We'll have the events, but as you guys who have been following us know, the weeks are pretty quick and easy in the town. They really just make a few rolls depending on what they decide to do. The event will be the longest part, and hopefully that won't be too long.
No, we'll see.
Yeah, we will.
So your sweaty something is going off. Okay, so we're waking up at the in the inn.
Waking up on your first day of the week. What do you two want to do for the week? I know last week you discussed it, but I don't honestly remember what you had chosen to do.
I was just making small talk, honestly.
Okay. Drusilla doesn't know about, Sarah's, conversation with Malice and what all went down exactly,
No, she does not.
but she does want to start looking for those kids just because, leaving in the hands of authorities or whoever, Drew doesn't know. Who knows when those kids might be found? So she's a little anxious in that regard. So whatever Sarah's got planned, regardless of what she has planned, Drew intends to go looking for those orphans.
Okay. I think I might have to DM law you on this one,
Uh,
and because
Go ahead.
the weeks are specifically for your chosen task. Um, Either you work with the ballista, you work on your profession, you work with training the recruits. Those are basically the three tasks you have available for the week in order to streamline the progress so that we're not spending 2 hour sessions for each day. We'd never get through the month. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I just wanted to stress test the flexibility of the schedule.
Not during the week. During the event day is pretty much the only time I really want to really RP during the week. Otherwise, I just want to get those done so we can keep progressing the story. You
That's
know what I
fair.
mean?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay. I'm gonna spend half the week training up my pikemen. I was with them the whole time. I feel like there's a little bit of camaraderie there. I kept all of them alive.
So you want to work with training the militia?
Yeah, can I split my week? Do half and then half enchanting?
That's doable. Um,
Is that too much? Should I just
no, no,
Gotta
that's
make things
completely doable.
difficult.
Hold on. It's completely doable. The reason I'm umming is I don't know if I want to be meta about this or not. Um, I think I'm going to choose to not be meta and allow you to do that. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. Completely doable.
I'm gonna spend my time with the pikemen, see if I'm satisfied with how they are. If I roll well, I'll split my week up. If I roll shitty, I'll try and stick with them.
Okay.
What
How
kind?
many d20s?
Oh well, let's wait. Sarah's got to decide, and then we'll get to the rolling. What do you want to do, Sarah?
Uh, After the last instance, I feel a little bad, so I kind of want to make sure I focused on the archers.
You're gonna focus on the long range
Yep.
or archers in general?
Uh, both. I guess long range.
Okay.
I don't know if they're like training in the same area or not.
Well, yeah, technically yes. But never mind. I'll let you do what you want to do. Okay, so the event this week is on the third day. So roll 2 sets of d20 each of you. So 2d20 each. No, roll
7
3d20 each.
Oh,
3d20 each. Sorry.
6, 5, and 13.
12 to 7.
Okay, so start with Sarah since she rolled first. You go down to work with the archers. Um, do you want to roleplay 2 bad days, or do you want me to just say you had 2 bad days?
Um,
I mean, I,
I'm asking Sarah because we're on her right now.
so I give plenty of coaching, or some well enough coaching that they look to be slightly improving. So then I feel very uh feeling overly good about what's going on. So then I push them back and I push them beyond a reasonable jump of difficulty, and they do very poorly. And then I'm like, crap. And so I try to bring it down a little bit, but I ended up like crushing a lot of their spirits. And
That's
so
bad.
then they where they should have been capable of like after the first day, they're actually doing poorly because they just like I pushed them too far.
Okay. Um, I'll take that. The reason I wanted to ask if you wanted to roleplay it is I didn't really want to force Sarah to do something she wouldn't normally do. your personality is pretty bouncy. I don't have you as well.
Mercurial.
Yeah, I really don't have you as well down as I do Drusilla. Like, I can easily pick a Drusilla day, and Donnie will be like, "Yeah, that sounds like something Drusilla will do." But with Sarah's, I'm like, I don't know how she would play this, so I didn't want to force it on you.
That's fine. I'm happy roleplaying myself.
So you have 2 bad days. We'll get to your third day after the event. Okay, so Drusilla, you go down to work with the pikemen.
Yep.
Your first day, they're kind of like really happy to see you. You guys did well together, and they're trying to show off the training they've had over the last couple weeks, and they're trying to prove to you that they'll be of even more use to you during the next raid than they were in the last. And their own self motivation really pushes them more than you do.
Oh wow.
But your second day though, you come in and you're kind of like, you guys are so badass. You want to be my minions? Typical Drusilla, and they're like, well, we want to stay here and protect the town. And their denial of being your minions actually like depresses you. And you're kind of like, okay, and you just do this and do this, well, okay. So now you're kind of like bummed out coming back to the inn on the second night, and you're like, nobody wants to be my minion.
Nobody wants to be my minion. Do
Um,
I suck this bad?
So the event is going to take place between the night of the second day and the morning of the third day. So right now, you guys are both coming back. You both had pretty bad days. Sarah, you've realized that you're pushing your men too hard, and you feel that you're you're like, oh fuck, I'm messing these guys up. I need to help them. I need to be better. I need to do better. And Drusilla, you're like, they
I'll
liked me so much the first day. Why don't they want to be my minions? As
I'll
you guys
tell
get
you
back
what
to
I'm
the inn.
like. I'll tell you what I'm like.
Okay.
I'll show them a Dark Lord is somebody to look up to far more than any hero. I'll show them being a minion is a status they should aspire to, not shy from. I'm gonna come back in the next day. I'm gonna stick with them. I'm gonna try and show them I've got what it takes. They want to follow me.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm sticking with them. I'm not splitting my week.
Okay. Well, so you guys come back to the inn. You guys are in your moods.
I try to drown my sorrows, be like, why am I being so stupid? Not everyone gets it, as quickly. I know better than this. I'm kind of just like beating myself up. I'm like,
Do I pick up on that?
and I go before I grab food. I want to go grab a couple drinks.
Okay. So you got to get your drinks. Drusilla, yes, you do see that Sarah has just kind of like gone from what she normally does to getting food, and she's just kind of sitting at the bar getting a drink.
Hmm. Going on, Sarah? You look a bit glum. It's not like you.
Yeah, I overestimated or overassumed myself. I know better. Just just trying to help these people out, and I just don't want to hurt them in the process.
We're both in the same boat there. Well, I think my prospective minions are in that boat with you. More like,
I just laughed that off. I sure I'm sure that's it, Drusilla.
yeah, yeah, no, definitely, yeah, that's it. It's definitely not a failing on my part. I take a swig of my milk, trying to hide a grimace.
After the like beer and a half, I'm like, all right, I think I'm ready to eat something.
Yeah, something to eat. I'll join you.
You guys are
I
sitting there drinking.
Yeah, my milk, my non-alcoholic beverage.
Um,
It's a bit solemn. I'm not feeling super chatty. I'm kind of down too.
yeah. So you guys, you have your milk and your beer, and you're kind of down on yourselves, and you go up to your room, and you're going to go to sleep for the day, and kind of like try to get the idea of shit. Sorry, trying to get in the idea of doing better your next day. Obviously. Um, okay, now I want both of you. It's gonna be a couple hours later. You're both asleep. I want you guys to roll perception checks at disadvantage because you're asleep.
Is there a stat that goes into that?
You just roll it
Charisma.
twice and you take the lower. Yeah, charisma.
8.
One more, Donnie. So yours is the 13.
Yep.
An unnatural 20 wasted.
A natural 20 wasted.
Oh
I
wait.
always
It
waste
was
my
bad, but
rolls.
yeah, that was poor. Poor luck.
Classic me.
Mhm. Okay, so even with your disadvantage, Drusilla, you kind of like you feel something like a pulse, and it,
Good.
it immediately wakes you up. It doesn't hurt you. It's just kind of like you felt like a wave of energy washing through you. Sarah, you're pretty much unconscious. Like you actually drank booze and you kind of drank yourself to bed.
Yep.
Are, do I notice that the lights are still off, or is there anything different about my room?
There's no electric lights, dude. You're in a D&D campaign.
Okay.
It's dark. You don't know where the pulse came from. You just know you felt it through your whole body. Um,
I, I I tap my sword. Zern, did you feel it?
there goes my senses are dulled, but yes, even I felt that magical pulse through us. It felt like it went through the entire town.
Think it came from outside the town?
I cannot give you a location.
I look outside my window to see if anybody else is like waking up, turn on their candle lights in their window, see if anything is happening out in the town.
You don't see anything. Well, actually, no. I tell you what, make another perception check.
9.
That's good. No, you don't really see anything. It's pitch black out there. Sorry, sorry. For all of those who just saw my tonsils, I apologize. Oh, yeah, no, you don't really see anything. Um, I
Hmm.
can tell you that you know it's magical. Zern confirmed it was magical, but you don't really know what it was or where it came from.
Maybe some other townsfolk felt it, but seems so subtle now might not be the best time to go around inquiring people. Uh, Perhaps I'll rest for the night and ask as nonchalantly as possible tomorrow if anybody else felt such a thing. I go back to bed.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you go back to bed. Um, you wake up in the morning like normal.
Okay, when I go down to grab my breakfast, I'll ask Sarah, hey, did you feel anything weird last night? When I see her.
Yeah, you ask her that.
Sarah,
Oh,
Assuming we're both.
am I up to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's...
Yeah, you guys woke up like normal, like I said.
Oh, okay. You're talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of get up, and be like, oh, I'm not gonna let what happened yesterday happen again. Um, or like the last 2 days, and I kind of like get myself ready, like give myself a pep talk, and then I head on downstairs.
I was probably a little bit more eager, so I'm assuming I see Sarah as she's coming down. I'm just sitting there, like waiting, staring at her walking down the stairs. Probably look a bit weird.
I do think that, and like I like see slowly walk up. I guess I assume I notice her, like looking at me like that. And I walk like carefully up to the table, and I'm like, is there something wrong with my outfit?
No, no, no. Did you feel something last night? Something strange?
Um, I was out,
Didn't feel anything at all? Not even like you didn't even have any weird dreams?
just out. No, whatever you're talking about, I have no idea what it is.
Huh. Maybe somebody else felt something. It must be all that beer you drank. Ale?
Yeah, I don't know. I had a good night's sleep.
Hmm. Well, this is gonna weigh on my mind.
What did you feel last night?
There's some sort of pulse. Felt like I don't know. You ever fallen from a building and felt like a rush or oh shockwave from hard to describe, really? It was just a pulse, a ripple of some sort of energy flowing over
Oh,
everything.
okay. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, no, I didn't feel that last night.
Well, can't just have been me. Zern sensed it over, washed over the entire city. Others must have felt it too.
Most likely, yeah. I don't see why they would have just targeted us two, unless it was coming from. And I like look around and get quiet. I'm like, unless it was coming from Diane, but
Uh, yeah, we don't need to talk about her right now. I don't even know if saying her name like is like a bad luck thing or if it summons her attention.
oh, it's like Beetlejuice, you know.
Yeah, don't say that again. Either of those names.
um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. I'm like, well, not. I mean, be careful asking around. You never know who's on the other side. But I'd like to hear what happened.
Yes, I'm not just going to ask everybody if they felt that. That would be foolish. But I will inquire. And I think very hard on it as I eat my meal. If Buck or Farlight, Sybil,
If you want to
anybody.
make a knowledge magic check to see how many people you can remember in the city that are attuned to magic, I will give you names based on your roll.
Do I get a stat bonus to that or just the skill bonus?
Or
Damn,
intelligence.
that's an old song.
Mm-hmm.
I will make a knowledge. Knowledge magic 20.
Damn.
None
So
that.
20. Nice. Good roll. So you can remember that Farlight does use some magic, but she's more of a hardcore warrior than a mage. Her magic is mostly support. You remember the accessories lady, who is horribly terrified of you, is also innately in tune to magic to the point where she doesn't understand what she's doing, but she sometimes enchants her own gear. You know that Bylorn is an elf, and being an elf, he has a tendency to be. You have a stereotypical thought that he may be attuned to magic as well, being an elf. Um, Other than that, you don't know. Well, Malice obviously is a priest and attuned to magic as well.
Feel tempted to go towards Malice, but that's a big kettle of worms right there. Bylorn seems like the most logical choice, since the security of the city would be a concern to him, and he'll probably be investigating whatever this pulse is anyways by the time I approach him, if he felt it. So I'll go to Bylorn.
Lauren, before you go to do your duties, understandable. Sarah, are you just going to go straight to your duties, or are you going to investigate with Drucilla?
I don't. I honestly don't know what she's talking about, and she could just be imagining stuff. So I'm gonna head on
Go to
to
your
help
duties.
them out. Yeah.
Gotcha. Understandable. Completely normal decision. Okay, so Sarah, you rolled a
13.
13 for your day. So you had a pretty good day. So you spent your night thinking about what you could do better and how to help them, and you realized that you pushed them too far, but at the same point, you don't want to just reset them back to zero. So you try to find a nice middle ground. And by doing so, you get them to, they still miss a few times, but even with missing a few times, their confidence builds with the number of hits they get.
All right.
So an okay day, I'll say,
Yeah.
basically. Um, Drusilla, you head over to the guard's office, and you head in, and well, you do you, boo boo. Roleplay your
Okay.
shit.
I knock. Who's the first to answer me?
A random guard.
I've come to seek Bylorn's counsel.
He looks at you quizzically, like, "Why are you talking like that?" He's in the back.
Oh, okay. um, I I walk to the back, like, oh, okay, this is nice.
Well, you get back to his office.
Hello, Bylorn.
He says, "Who is it? Come in,
Me, Drew.
Drusilla,
Drucilla Grave.
the quirky one. What can I do for you?"
So I was wondering if you felt anything weird last night.
Felt anything like what?
A pulse, an energy flow,
He
something.
looks he looks at you a little weird, and he says, "Close the door."
I closed the door. Yes, I
Yeah.
whispered.
He goes, "Oh, it's not a big secret, but not many people understand, and I don't want to cause a panic."
Okay.
He goes, "So that pulse is from the king."
I kind of just get quiet and just look at him.
Well, you know the king is drunk, and what most people don't know is that the king is also a dragon.
Yeah,
Are you going to pretend to be shocked, or are you just going to be like, "Yeah, I know that already"?
I know that already. It's just waiting to see where you're going with this.
Okay. So he goes, "Okay, well, I don't know how you know, and that's a little creepy that you know because very few people know.
It's
The
weird that
only
you knew I knew.
Well, you
Oh,
didn't
you told
react when he
me,
said
yeah,
something, so that's
you
how he
told
knew
me
that
you
you
were
knew.
just gonna be like, I already know this, so go on.
Okay.
A
That's a
normal
form of
person would have been like,
reaction.
"Oh my god, a drag!"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
But you just stand there like staring at him unfazed, like, okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, so either way. And so he goes, well, it's a little weird that you know that, but yeah, so the only reason I know he's a dragon is 70 years ago before this started, while I was still just a soldier in the guard. I saw the king fly back and I saw his dragon form. And ever since then, every month, ever since he started drinking, every month he releases a pulse of magic. I believe this pulse of magic is what attracts the raids, but I do not know, and I can neither confirm nor deny because I cannot get in close enough to do anything about it. But it's
Man,
almost like he's releasing all his pent up energy over the month in one day, and anybody who has magic sense tends to feel it pulse through their body.
not the it's not the craziest concept I've ever heard, but if it were from him and it were what if it is what is attracting the raids, why would they just pursue deep enough to the city to pillage and then leave?
As he goes, that's a good question, and it's a question I've asked myself multiple times, but it's the only thing I can think of as to what is causing these raids. I know no other thing that coincides so closely as a pulse of magic emanating from our very capital city, and all of a sudden we get attacked. It just it's the only thing that makes sense to me. If you could prove me wrong, I'd appreciate it. But that's what I think it is.
I don't have time to prove anything, but I do have some time to discuss possibilities. Do you think maybe there's some sort of something keeping him where he's at? Maybe the rays are away. Maybe he's attracted to break a sea. I don't know. Why would he do such a thing?
Um, well, I have no clue as to the king's reasons, and as far as I know, there's nothing in this world that can truly trap a dragon, especially not a dragon of his size and color. From what I remember, 70 years ago, a beautiful golden dragon flew through. But he stays there and he drinks, and every month I feel that pulse like you felt last night.
Hmm. Well, this is very near the time of the raids. Could be what draws them in. That might be
That that was my thoughts as well. Seeing as how it always comes just one we have one more weekend. So yeah, just a week and a half before the raid shows up, this pulse is released.
though another thing that's been bothering me is that the raids feel like they're driven by an intelligent source, not one drawn to light like a fly, but one with a purpose. My belief that there is one orchestrating these raids, one with a goal.
He kind of looks at you and he goes, "Well, I've never seen anything to hint to that. It's always just large groups of monsters. There's never really been one leader."
You never seen that thing smiling in that fog?
He looks at you and goes, what thing smiling in the fog?"
It's, I guess you've never seen it. You would know right away. Very distinguishable. It's like a set of teeth that disappears into the mist. Hmm. Okay, well, thought I'd check in, see if anybody else saw that, see if I was going crazy. I'll go get back to being evil in the middle of your city. And I scamper off.
Yeah, Donna, you rolled a 7 for your third day. So you're still kind of frazzled. And you go down there, and
I'm
they're all just
still
kind of
thinking
doing their own thing, and you're just like off in your own little world trying to figure out what happened.
I was gonna try and be cool for them, but I forgot all about that with that pulse. I'm still focused on that.
Yeah. Okay, so roll 2 more d20, both of you.
7 and 3. Not my week.
10 and 14.
So, Sarah, you get into kind of a rhythm, and you don't want to break that rhythm, and you don't want to break their strides anymore, knowing how close it's getting, knowing you only have 1 more week with them after this weekend. So you just keep them at a nice, even pace. They're a little bit longer distance, but you're not pushing them any more than that. You're just keeping them going. Um, no real improvement, but no real disaster either.
Okay.
Drusilla, you get so distracted with this pulse of magic, and your obsessiveness for magic kind of kicks in. And even though every day you go down to work with the pikemen, you kind of just zone out. And your attitude and your zoning out is like rubbing off on them. And they're kind of like, well, if she's not going to do anything, why am I going to do anything? And they kind of start to take the rest of the week off, basically. And they're just fucking around.
And the reminder of Diane has me a bit shaken as well. Yeah, I'm just all out of it.
Yeah.
I don't even notice that I'm demoralizing my own soldiers.
Not
So
demoralizing, more so making them lazy.
so when you say pulse, you know the second Pirates of the Caribbean movie that
Which one was that?
Dead Man's Chest.
When they summon the Kraken.
Yeah. And you know, like they do like the rotating anchor thing, they pick it up and it drops it back in the boat and it sends that ripple all the way across the water. That's what I'm picturing, except just like magic.
I was thinking more EMP because I was thinking more 360 bubble.
Okay, yeah. But like it looks or um like on Mythbusters when they had those giant explosions and like they were sitting behind the like blast wall and you could actually physically see the shockwave come at you.
I kind of just picture, you know how how light reflects off of water and how it kind of like it reflects off of a wave. Kind of like seeing that, but pulsing through the air. The light kind of like reverberating around weirdly.
Okay.
That's how I pictured it.
Eh, To each their own. That's the pleasure of D&D and the imagination. But I think I actually pulled off a short session for once. So for my closing statement, this weekend will be the last free weekend before the big raid for this month. We'll see what the group decides to do and where they decide to go with their weekend. Hold on, buddy. Hold on, buddy. And then that'll be next week's campaign. We'll get that weekend through. So hopefully within 2 more campaigns, we'll be looking at the raid.
Oh, just
Oh
calling
man,
it there?
this is the shortest one yet.
I told you I was going to try to make it short. I'm tired, dude. And
Whole
my voice
mission
is in my ear.
complete.
What, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, you're still like an hour and a half away from calling it if you call this a short session.
Compared to my normal short sessions, yes, I got a good while, but I wanted to actually do a short session today.
Every single short session, stay up until 10 on a work night.
I know, right? It's horrible. I hate both of you.
Hey, I gotta do the work. I work the same shifts you do. It sucks
No.
too.
And 9 times out of 10, well, how about 8 times out of 10? You're the one who makes our short sessions very, very long.
Hey,
See, last week that was all me.
Yeah, that was actually last week and 2 weeks ago. That was all you.
Wait, did you want
For
it to be a short session when I went to the Capitol?
no, that was just your entire session. We turned an entire session into one trip to the Capitol.
Excellent.
But either way, so yeah, Richard, stop showing off for the camera.
Hi.
Okay,
All
I'm gonna
right.
let you guys go. My wife
Catch us
told me to
next
shut
week
off jungle trigger.
on Friday. Yeah, Friday works. Um, also, don't forget check out YouTube if you can't make the live sessions. Um, or podcast form. Check out on any of the most popular podcasts like Amazon, Google, and Apple. Yes. But until then, Fork saying see ya.
Yeah.
Yep.